Value research online holds an immense density of raw mutual fund data. Large language models have the reasoning to analyze these metrics, but the manual extraction of 20 distinct data points per fund creates significant friction in an investor's workflow. The Finmagine AI Advisor version 2.14.0 functions as a deterministic bridge, snapping directly over the web page code. The tool automatically reads the public data and generates a precision-structured prompt, requiring no user configuration. Effective due diligence now depends on the precision of the structural questions you ask. Pasting raw data into an AI and asking if a fund is good typically results in a vague, generalized summary. This framework addresses vagueness by splitting the analysis into 3 logic paths: absolute quality, relative cost, and contextual fit. The absolute quality path audits the fund's internal structure. The relative cost path provides a mathematical comparison of active fees against passive alternatives. These specific logic vectors ensure the final verdict is grounded in relevant metrics rather than generic descriptions. Many financial websites utilize lazy loading modules, keeping historical metrics hidden until the page fully renders. To account for this, the Finmagine panel pauses for 3 to 4 seconds upon page load to ensure all data is accessible. It then executes an automated sequence to open the Hidden Returns tab, forcing the raw data tables to populate. This wireframe demonstrates how the tool extracts primary metrics, 8 trailing return periods, category comparisons, and compounded expense ratios, and stacks them into a structured text block. The tool also pulls the asset allocation breakdown and the specific weights of the top 10 stock holdings. This extraction and prompt assembly sequence executes locally within the browser. Zero transmission protocols ensure that no personal identity or portfolio metadata is sent to an external server. When evaluating a fund for the first time, the decision tree points to the deep analysis template. This template acts as the mandatory baseline for stress testing the fund's absolute quality. The 7-dimension audit begins by testing benchmark mandate integrity, alpha consistency, and compound expense drag. It further examines AUM capacity constraints, portfolio concentration, and quartile return consistency. This structured prompt requires the AI to deliver a rigid suitability verdict. The result is a quantified output, avoiding the soft descriptive summaries found in unguided AI interactions. Establishing that a fund is structurally sound is the prerequisite for any further comparison. The second node of the decision tree compares active management fees against the performance of a passive index fund. Over a 10-year horizon, expense ratios can significantly erode compounded returns. Active funds often benchmark themselves against a price-return index, which excludes dividends, making their outperformance appear larger than it is. When we account for reinvested dividends in a total return index, the comparative performance often shifts. The active versus index template forces the AI to compute true net alpha over this corrected TRI benchmark after subtracting all fees. Claude is the recommended platform for this template due to its ability to process complex fee arithmetic and conditional logic. An active management fee is only mathematically justified if the manager generates genuine net alpha against the correct benchmark. The final node determines if a fund belongs in your specific investment ecosystem. This shift requires subjective investor context, such as specific risk tolerance and investment time horizons. Overlap analysis identifies when multiple funds hold the same underlying assets, which can lead to unintended concentration. The AI uses this data to recommend precise position sizing and risk alignment. The template also evaluates current valuations to determine if a lump sum or a systematic investment plan is more appropriate. The final response culminates in a single sentence regarding the fund's inclusion in your portfolio. The value of a fund is measured by its specific interaction with the assets you already hold. Power users combine these vectors into a sequential pipeline. Stage 1 uses deep analysis to remove funds with structural flaws or mandate drift. Stage 2 audits survivors to ensure their fees are mathematically justified. Stage 3 verifies the final candidate's utility against your existing assets. This process replaces guesswork with a replicable framework for fund selection. Platform selection is critical. Claude and ChatGPT are the required engines, as they handle structured data synthesis better than document retrieval models like Gemini Deep Research. The Finmagine prompts are designed for data reasoning, not simple PDF extraction. Avoid accepting qualitative or marketing-style language in the AI's response. If the output is too descriptive, push back and prompt for hard numbers, conditional variables, and strict SEBI-aligned verdicts. This tripartite decision tree provides a replicable framework for translating raw financial metrics into a verified investment case.